This is a tutorial on how to fill in an Erasmus Plus learning agreement. A learning agreement is basically like a contract between you, SDU, and your upcoming host university. A learning agreement consists of 3 sections. I will go through them one at a time, trying to explain how to fill it in. As you go along in filling in the learning agreement, please pay attention to these small numbers that may appear in certain boxes. They are there to guide you on what specifically to write there. For example, you may not know what is meant by a study cycle, but you can see the number 2 here. So you scroll down to the very last page, and you can find then a description of what study cycle means. Some students find it difficult to know what to write in this box, field of education, but again, let yourself be guided by the number 3 footnote on the 3rd page. The field of education, study cycle, nationality, first and last name, etc. are all part of the first section of the learning agreement. So it's your information up here. In the second bar, it's SDU's information, which we have filled in already. So you actually just need to fill in which faculty you're studying at SDU. The last bar for the receiving institution or host university, you just have to fill in the information that you know. You may not, for example, know the Erasmus code, but that can be filled in by the host university once they receive the learning agreement. So don't worry too much about that. Just put in the information that you can find. The second part of the learning agreement is where you state the courses that you are planning on taking at your host university. So here you should write the title of the courses. Over here you should state the number of ECTS you will be awarded for each course. If you can find the course code, then please state them here. If not, don't worry too much about that. It's not mandatory. In this section of the learning agreement, you also have to state the language of instruction that your courses will be given in. For most of you, it will probably be English. So you write English here, and then you tick the box C1, as that is the level of English you had when you were admitted to SDU. So that's the one that we can confirm. Last but not least, you have to state the courses that you were supposed to have taken at SDU had you not gone on exchange. For many of you, probably the semester was just filled up with electives, so you would just then write electives here in the component title, and then 30 ECTS over here. Some of you may have some mandatory courses that you are substituting for, so you write the name of the specific courses and then electives for the rest. Once you've filled in the above, please scroll down and sign the learning agreement yourself. Of course, you should also fill in this contact information about yourself. Then you can send it to SDU International, and we will fill in the part about the sending institution. And then you should also send it to the receiving institution, your future host university, for them to sign. It doesn't really matter in which order you send the learning agreement, who receives it first and signs first. The important thing is just that all 3 parties sign the learning agreement. And once all 3 signatures are here, please send the learning agreement to SDU International, because we need it in order to document your exchange. The third and last section of the learning agreement is just a part that you need to fill in case there are any changes to the courses that you're taking at the host university. So you might delete a course, or cancel a course, or you might add a new one instead. So what you do is you write the name of the course here, or the title of the course, and then tick the box for deleted or added, depending on what the situation is. You also need to state the reason for the change of courses. Again, please take note of the footnote. It will explain how exactly to fill that part in. If you have made any such changes, please send the learning agreement to SDU International again, with this part filled in, once the course changes have been settled. So this concludes the tutorial on how to fill in the learning agreement. There is no more you need to fill in. The information that we've put here is just to remind you that there are some things we need from you once you return from your mobility. Hopefully this tutorial was of help to you, but if not, if you still have questions, please feel free to contact SDU International. So all we want to do now is just wish you a great study abroad.